Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. Well, today's video is a business building video. The reason that I want to do it is because it's an area that I get so many questions in. It's also an area that I see in my personal life so often. These areas are areas that companies fall into the trap of and they never get out. And I think there's going to be 4 areas that I cover off today. All 4 of them are personal pet peeves. Yeah, I'll try to relax, but there are also areas that I get asked repeatedly on. So instead of answering the questions over and over and over again, I'm just going to send people to listen to this video. So a little bit of history. If you watch my other videos, you'll know all this, so just bear with me. I've been doing this photography for 37 plus years. I've been in the photography industry. I have helped market companies. I've done tons of stuff. I do a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring, a lot of helping of customers now that are in the photography business and who are outside the photography business. And these questions are repeated questions I get from them, but it's also, like I said, stuff that I see daily. And it's areas that people fall into and they get into the trap and they just can't get out of it. And they don't want to know what to do and they don't understand why their advertising isn't working for them. And a lot of this has to do with our own personal mindsets. It has to do with we know stuff and we think that our customers know it too, and we don't bother explaining it to them. So let's get into it and let's cover them off. So 4 areas. Number 1, the company name. This is a big pet peeve. In fact, just this morning I was at a parade. I'm there with my grandkids. I'm paying more attention to the grandkids than I am to the parade. And I'm watching the floats go by and stuff. And a float goes by. And there wasn't just one. There was like a number of them. And they go by and they have a name on it and nothing else. They're nice floats. But what the heck are they? Now, come on, people. Chances are your name is not recognizable like Costco or Walmart or Canadian Tire or Microsoft or Apple. If your name is something like JoJo's, and that's your entire name, what the heck is it? Just like Mike's. I could have named my company Mike's. What good does that do? It doesn't tell people anything. And these floats that went by, they were amazing. They looked great. But I couldn't tell if they did pizzas, if they were a restaurant, if they were a vacuum cleaner sales company, if they were whatever. You could not tell anything about them. There was no information. Now, my name is not much better. My one business name is Patterson Photography. Okay, Patterson, my name. Photography. But what type of photography? So what should you do? Put a tagline with your business name explaining in just a few short words what you do. Now, it can be multiple taglines. You can do this for different things. I used to have a tagline for when I did wedding shows. All my wedding marketing, try to say that properly, all my wedding marketing would have the tagline Patterson Photography, Lethbridge's full service wedding photographer, or Patterson Photography, the best choice for wedding photography in Lethbridge. Taglines. Explaining what you do. Because if your name doesn't tell people clearly, how are they going to know? Patterson Photography, Lethbridge's full service wedding photographer. Patterson Photography, business headshots and marketing or branding. It doesn't have to be a sentence. It doesn't have to be 60 words. It can just be a couple words to let people know where you are, what you do. Clean it up. Make it so that when people see it, the name may be catchy, but make it so that they know that that catchy name actually does something that they may be interested in. Number 2. This is a big one. I'm biting my tongue hard already. When you're marketing, when you're doing anything, let people know where you are. I see it constantly, especially online. Again, we'll use JoJo's. It means nothing. It's just a name I picked out of the air. JoJo's. World's best cheesecake. Great. Wonderful. I feel like cheesecake. Where's JoJo's? Just yesterday online, an ad popped up for cheesecake. And the cheesecake looked amazing. The pictures were beautiful. The pictures were fantastic. I craved cheesecake. I don't know where they were. I honestly don't know where they were. And again, the name wasn't JoJo's, it was another name. So don't go Googling JoJo's Cheesecake. This wasn't the company. But I don't know where they were. It said nothing. And one of the big problems that we have is when we're using online to market our businesses is that it's going too far. I'm in Southern Alberta. There's no sense me marketing my graduation pictures to somebody in Toronto, Ontario, New York, Paris, London, Cairo. It makes no sense. People aren't going to hire me to fly halfway around the world to do somebody's grad pictures for $500. Come on, people, be realistic. So target your marketing into a local area and tell people in your ads, in your social media posts, in whatever, where you service. Now, if you have a business that services around the world, my nature pictures, I will ship them around the world. Great, wonderful, fantastic. But you know what? Targeting around the world is a huge market to target, and I don't have the money, nor do most businesses have the money to target the entire world for their whatever. Sure, if you're a company like Microsoft, like Apple, sure, you have different markets that you work in that you target. But as a smaller business, if you've only got 1 employee, 50 employees, 100 employees, you probably don't have the millions or billions of dollars you need to make your target audience the world and to make an impact that they're going to remember you and be able to find you when they want to find you. Take the market around you, let them know that you service that area, and work from there. Don't be a small fish in a big pond. Be a big fish in a smaller pond. Sure, if you do destination weddings, great. Say destination weddings. But guess what? There are hundreds of thousands of people around the world who do destination weddings. Do you want to be one of 100,000 people that do destination weddings? Or would you rather be one of 2 photographers in a smaller market that do destination weddings and get actual jobs? Think about it. Target a smaller audience and let them know the areas that you work in. Number 3 goes right with number 2. That is, put contact information in your ads on your marketing material. Number of days ago, a gentleman came in, handed me his business card. I was doing some printing for him. Didn't think anything of it. It was a nice business card. Set it aside. He left. I picked up the business card and I looked at it and I went, well, there's lots of information here, but there's no way of getting in touch with the guy. There was no phone number. There was no email address. There was nothing. There wasn't even a website on it. Seriously, what good does that do? I get ads and I see online that the cheesecake one was a perfect example. There was no phone number or no contact information, no website, no nothing. I see online for different stuff that I'm interested in, for off-roading, for expeditions, for photography, for printing, for whatever. And you can't find out where the people are. There's no information there. There's no way of getting in touch with them. There's no nothing. Put contact information on your ads. Put a call to action. Call today. Email today. Call us. Get in touch. Our website is Put it out there so people can get in touch with you. It will help so much more. So, number 1, make your name so people can understand it. Number 2, tell people where you're located. Number 3, put contact information there. Number 4, and this is just as important as all the other ones, relax, people. I see people constantly on the forums I'm on. I started Google Ads yesterday and I got no contacts yet today. Is there something wrong with my ad? It was done yesterday. Seriously. I started a Facebook ad and I've got no contacts. It was started yesterday. Do you actually expect that you're going to put up an ad and get a contact within 24 hours? No. It's not going to work. I'm just as bad in this area. I really am. I'll make up some brochures. I'll start handing them out and I hear nothing back from them. And I'll get wondering what happens. But you have to be patient. You have to understand. People don't necessarily think the same as you think. People may not be in the market for that service when you want them to be. People may not know that they need you until they actually need you. So they may see your ad today. They may not need you tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, but they may need you in a week, a month, a year. So don't expect your marketing, don't expect your website, don't expect your email, don't expect anything like that to actually get you leads the next day, the day after. Look at it in the long term. Here's a perfect example, and I'll close with this. This is funny. For years, I went to wedding shows. Specifically, locally, one wedding show I was involved with. I went there in the spring, I went there in the fall. I went there in the spring, I went there in the fall. When I got sick, I reduced the number of wedding shows that I did. And the last year that I was going to do a wedding show, something came up and I couldn't go into the wedding show. So I was upset. I just couldn't get into it. It just did not work out. Schedule conflict and a bunch of other stuff came up. And I just couldn't do the wedding show. 6 days after the wedding show was on a Sunday, the following Saturday, I got a phone call from a lady that wanted to ask some information about my wedding packages. Oh, great. So I answered the information and everything. She says, yeah, I think I want to book with you. I said, okay, great. She came in the following Monday. So a week and 1 day from the previous wedding show that I was not involved in. She came in, she looked at all my pictures. Oh, I love your stuff. I love your work, everything. She booked me and everything. She says, yeah, I knew at the wedding show last weekend that you were the photographer for me. I wasn't in that wedding show. For months after, in fact, for a year after, even longer, but I stopped doing weddings about a year after that. All these people coming in telling me they saw me in the wedding show that I wasn't in. So were they lying? No, it wasn't that they were lying. It was the fact that they had seen me in previous wedding shows, and now that they needed a wedding photographer, they were actually booking me. I get that for so many things. In fact, this is about the 8th time I've recorded this video. And I've had interruptions, which I really don't mind. But one of the interruptions was somebody contacted me to order one of my nature prints. I did nothing. I was here recording a video. I'm running audio. I'm running video. I've got my stuff here. I've set up the lights and everything. I did nothing. I made a big sale by just sitting here. Why did I make that sale? Because 5 years ago, I set up a website. I sent out marketing material. I got myself listed high on Google. I got myself on Facebook. I got myself on Instagram. People see my work. People know they want one of my pictures, but they just don't know when they want it. But then when somebody's retiring from the business, they go, oh, I remember that Mike guy. Oh, I remember Patterson Photography. Oh, I remember Patterson Photography Fine Art. Oh, he has those bridge pictures. Oh, I remember. They Google it. They buy it. I did nothing to make the sale. I was just sitting here doing my work. I get people today contacting me for weddings. I haven't done weddings for over 14 years. I get people phoning me saying, will you do my wedding? I says, no, I want to. Oh, I love your stuff. Really? I haven't got any wedding stuff in my business, online, or anywheres. But people are still contacting me because years ago they saw me at a wedding show. Years ago they saw me in a bridal shop. Years ago they saw something about me, a friend or whatever, had their pictures done by me. They liked the look of what I did, and they're contacting me. So don't panic. Don't rush it. Marketing is a long-term thing. Make sure you're following the previous 3 suggestions. Make sure your name says who you are and what you do. Make sure that you target a local area, an area that you want to work in. Make sure that you're putting out there your contact information. Make sure you're putting out there a lot of contact information. Put out there your phone number, your email address, your website, your Skype, whatever. Put it out there so people can easily get in touch with you. Then have patience. Wait until they call you. It's hard. I understand. I've been there. I'm through that constantly. I'll do an advertising campaign. I get no results. All of a sudden, 6 months after I stop the campaign, all of a sudden the results start pouring in. Yes, results. But it wasn't the results I was expecting when I was expecting them. It was 6 months or a year afterwards. So relax. Take it easy. So until next time, get out there and take some amazing pictures. We'll talk to you soon. I hope that you get some business and that you get some ads out there and that your business becomes a great success. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.